Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about highlight tables and heat maps using Tableau, and I'm using the same dataset, Superstore Sample dataset. First, highlight tables. Highlight tables are an easy to build alternative to classic cross tables that you might know from Excel. By adding color-coded fields, you can make it easier to spot interesting values in your data. To create a highlight table, you will need one or more dimensions and exactly one measure that will be used to color the table cells. Let's now create highlight table. The first step is to create an actual or cross table by putting sales measure onto the text field and subcategory dimension onto rows and order date dimension onto columns. And for the order date, we are going to choose months instead of year. The result is a cross table showing sales by subcategory over different months. Since you are only looking at months, you didn't add year to the view. You get the aggregate value for each month summed up over all the years. Next, we are going to add color to this table. You will color the cells according to the sales numbers of the different months. To do so, drag sales on top of color on the marks pane. Note that there are now two instances of sales in the view, one on text and one on color, and also you can see the color legend on the right hand side. The third step is to change the mark type. The color in the newly built table helps you to recognize the minimum and maximum values of the data quickly. You can also use the white space around the figures to maximize the effect of the color. To do that, go into drop-down menu on the marks pane and change mark type from automatic to square. The result is a highlight table with colored cells, which makes it even easier to spot interesting values on your data. Next, we are going to create an heat map. In a heat map, the values of a measure are shown with circles of varying sizes. Higher values are assigned larger circles that are colored more intensely. The values can be arranged in a matrix similar to what you saw in the highlight table. So let's open a new worksheet here. The first step for heat map is again we need to build a cross table, and we are going to follow the same steps we used to build a highlight table, except that the measure cells is added to color and size, not color and text. In addition, we will change the mark type circle in the drop down menu on the marks card. So let's choose subcategory on the rows and then order date on the columns. And now we are going to add sales to the size, and also we are going to add sales to the color. And from the drop down menu, we are going to choose circle. Finally, it makes sense to give the table all the available space by selecting here instead of standard entire view. In order to do the heat map justice and make large values appear hot, you need a different color palette. We are going to click on color button on the marks card and then choose edit colors, and then in the palette menu choose, for example, orange blue diverging, and also select reverse box in the same dialog box so that the higher values will be represented by orange circles and lower values by blue marks. Then apply and then click OK. And finally, you can change the size of the marks. If you find the circles of your heat map too small, you can make them bigger by clicking the size button on the marks shelf and then moving the slider to the right. So you can see on the screen the adjusted heat map. So we can also title our worksheets. This one we can rename and we can say highlight table. For the second one we can say heat map. So this is how you create highlight tables and heat maps using Tableau. Thank you for watching this.